If you're thinking about moving to the Anthony Wayne School District, you might want to pause. It's known for its great schools and suburban charm, but is it really the perfect fit for everyone? In this video, I'm sharing 5 big reasons why some people are choosing to leave Waterville, Whitehouse, or Monclova, or just avoiding the Anthony Wayne School District altogether. And let me preface this with saying I am a proud Anthony Wayne alumni. I went to the district. I enjoyed my time there. Loved growing up in Monclova area. And I thought it was an amazing place. But these are things I felt like people don't talk about enough. Hey everyone, I'm Garrett Luring with Moving to Toledo. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your trusted real estate agent here with Danbury Realtors and the Luxian Home Team. If you're looking for honest insights about living in Northwest Ohio, you are in the right place, because today we're taking a deeper look at some challenges specifically in the Anthony Wayne School District. Because every great place still has its drawbacks, of course. Now, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel at Moving to Toledo for more real estate tips and local advice. Now let's get into it. Reason number 1 is the higher and the rising housing cost. First off, let's talk about housing, because this is important anywhere you go. Home prices across Monclova, Waterville, and Whitehouse have steadily risen. In Monclova, the majority of homes are now priced above $400,000, with a rising number even crossing the $1 million mark. According to local MLS data and platforms like Zillow and Realtor.com, in Whitehouse and Waterville, you'll find a slightly broader range, but homes still often list between $250,000 to $600,000, depending, of course, on the size, age, and neighborhood, and several other factors. Renters aren't getting much relief either. Rental homes across the district are usually between $1,800 and $3,000 per month, but apartments, which are somewhat scarce, are typically lower if you're open to living in an apartment as opposed to owning in this area or even living in a smaller home, because there are a fair amount of single-family homes that do go up for rent. So if you're hoping for affordability, Anthony Wayne might stretch your budget a bit more compared to areas like Maumee, Holland, and Toledo. Moving on, let's look at another issue, the increasing growing pains. This includes traffic, congestion, infrastructure strain. Let's talk about what happens when an area grows too fast, because that's exactly what could be happening in Anthony Wayne's surrounding communities, especially Monclova Township. Between 2010 and 2020, Monclova saw a population jump of nearly 19%. It's a massive spike for a small suburban area, and while growth can be a great thing, it doesn't come without its growing pains. The new US 23 I-475 interchange was supposed to help ease some of the traffic burden, but if you ask the people who live here, it hasn't exactly delivered on that promise yet. Many locals say congestion has actually gotten worse in key spots, especially during school drop-off hours, evening commutes, or when there's additional construction on alternative routes, which, let's be honest, here in Northwest Ohio, it's a pretty regular thing. So as new homes go up and subdivisions fill out, you're seeing more cars on the road, more pressure on already limited infrastructure, and a little more tension over whether the community is truly prepared for the pace of change. Side streets get backed up, roundabouts get clogged, and what used to be a 10-minute drive can easily turn into a 20-minute drive. It's one of those things that sneaks up on you, especially if you're coming from a less developed suburb or more rural area. So if your ideal lifestyle includes low-key traffic and breezy commutes, this might be something to think about twice. Growth is exciting, but only when the roads, schools, and services are ready for it. And right now, some parts of AW, Anthony Wayne, still feel like they're playing catch-up. Moving on, let's get to our third topic, and that's lifestyle and walkability, or rather the lack of it. If you're someone who loves being able to walk to coffee shops, grab dinner down the block, or run errands without hopping in the car, the Anthony Wayne area might feel a little isolated. Sure, there's all of those things to do, but there's far and few between, and if you want to go to the more exciting areas, you have to drive a little bit. Of course, you've got local highlights like Dale's Diner in Waterville, laid-back spots like Sean's Irish Tavern, and small-town breweries like Buffalo Rock Brewing that all come together to give the area its small-town charm. But when it comes to variety, especially for shopping, dining, or entertainment, options are limited. Want to hit a Costco, Home Goods, or Sephora? You'll likely be driving 20 to 25 minutes into Perrysburg or Toledo. Fallen Timbers Outdoor Mall is technically close by, but its best days are far behind it. Over the last decade, it's lost tenants, foot traffic, and a lot of the excitement it once had has faded to almost none. Many residents mention the high turnover of stores and shops here, the general wear and tear of the space, and the overall condition this day. It's not exactly the thriving retail hub it was intended to be, and while there are efforts in place like complete streets policy in Monclova to improve walkability and create more connected trails, the current setup still leans heavily car dependent. But on another note, the Monclova Comprehensive Plan even highlights that pedestrian infrastructure is fragmented and most destinations still require a vehicle. Add it all up, and what you've got is a peaceful, quiet suburban lifestyle, great if you're looking for space and calm, but not ideal if you want the convenience of an urban or mixed-use environment. So whether it's grabbing groceries, catching a movie, or heading out for a date night, you'll probably be driving a little bit. Now, moving on to number 4 on our list, let's talk money, specifically tax levies and financial tensions in the school district. In 2023, a major bond issue and operational levy were put in front of voters, and both were rejected. That was a big deal, especially in a district that's dealing with gross, rising enrollment, and serious overcrowding concerns. The school system was hoping to secure funds for facility improvements, expansions, and daily operations, but the community said, not right now. Now, anytime a levy fails, it sparks debate, and you can go online and you can read all about the debate and both sides of the story. But in this case, it brought out some deep frustrations. Some residents were vocal about how they felt the district wasn't being transparent or listening to parent input. One even told local news they didn't want to pay for a district that doesn't listen to parents. On the flip side, school officials have been trying to stay positive, telling news outlets they're cautiously optimistic and working on alternative strategies. But the tension is real, and if you're thinking about moving here, you should probably be aware of what's going on. Why does it matter? Well, because tax levies directly impact your property taxes, your school funding, and ultimately your home's long-term value. When a community is divided on how to fund its schools, it can create uncertainty not just for students and teachers, but for homeowners too. Now, last on our list, number 5, let's talk about something that doesn't always make the brochures, and that is diversity and inclusion. According to data from niche.com, the Anthony Wayne School District gets a C- when it comes to diversity. That's not a failing grade, but it's definitely not a strong point either. And for some families, it raises real concerns. Now, you won't find a ton of media coverage or public disputes on this topic, but that doesn't mean it's not important. For many buyers, especially those coming from larger cities or more culturally varied areas, that rating may be a red flag. It might make them pause and ask, will my kids see themselves represented here? Will they experience different perspectives? To be clear, this isn't about placing blame. It is just a reality check and something I found interesting that I wanted to bring light to. Community, makeup, school culture, and access to broader cultural experiences all play a role in how a place feels once you live there. And for families who prioritize diversity in education or social environments, it's something to weigh carefully. Doesn't mean Anthony Wayne isn't a great school district, just might not be the right fit for everyone, and that's okay. So, the final question, is the Anthony Wayne School District the wrong place or the right place for you? And that really depends on what you're looking for. If affordability, short commutes, and immediate access to big shopping centers or restaurants or dining are your top priorities, you might find most of the areas in this district a little challenging. But if you value top-rated schools, quiet neighborhoods, lots of green space, and a strong community atmosphere, Waterville, Whitehouse, and Monclova could still be exactly what you're looking for. Every place has its trade-offs. It's all about what fits your lifestyle best. And if you're considering a move and want personalized advice about whether Anthony Wayne is the right area for you, feel free to reach out to me directly. You can call or text me anytime, 419-460-1947. And don't forget, like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to my channel for more insider news about Northwest Ohio. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.